Okay, before I start the video, I have to certify or justify something. I don't own any of this art. I just edit and someone changed the look a little. That's all. I hope you guys enjoy the video. See ya, bye bye. What if Sen was isekai? A few years after the incident with the black dragon, Sen is making a breakfast for Ellen and Lilith. Sen calling Ellen, breakfast is ready. Ellen coming to Sen. Sen put the food on the table. Ellen come to the table and sit on the chair. Sen do the same as well. A few minutes later, they finish eating. Ellen look at Sen and say, "Is Lily still on the bed?" Sen say, "Unfortunately, yeah. Her fever still not gone yet." Ellen, "Oh, is that so?" While looking down, Sen walked to him and pat him on the head and say, "Don't be sad. Her fever might not gone yet, but she is getting better, so don't worry about it. Okay?" Ellen somewhat cheered up and say, "Okay, Sen." Sen say, "How about you go play outside?" Ellen say, "Okay, but what about you?" Sen, "I have to give your sister her meal and watch her." Sen go to Lilith's room. He knock on the door. He hear a reply and the reply say to come in. Sen go in the room to see Lilith lying on the bed. Lilith look at Sen. Lilith, "Oh, hey Sen." Sen reply, "Hey Lilith, I brought you some food." Lilith reply to Sen, "Oh, thanks a lot, Sen." Sen replying back, "No problem." He walked closer to Lilith. Lilith somewhat blushing when Sen getting close to her, but Sen don't notice this. He thought it's because of her fever, like a dance anime protagonist. Sen put his hand on Lilith's forehead and say, "Your fever is getting better, but I suggest you to take a rest." Lilith say, "Okay, Sen." "Oh, by the way, Sen, what is it?" "Can you feeding me?" Lilith saying that. Sen sighed. "Really? Again? Fine." Sen feed Lilith the food. Lilith eating it with pleasure. But they don't notice someone is watching. And they hear Ellen's voice say, "Really again, sis?" Both of them were surprised and looked at the window to see Ellen. And Lilith say, "Ellen, what the hell are you doing here?" And Ellen say, "Well, I seeing you take this as your opportunity to have a little of your own fun." Sen somewhat chuckled and say, "Ellen, you know you should not spying on anyone. It's quite rude. Did I not tell you about this at all?" And Ellen replied, "Yeah, you tell me about 10 times already." And Sen say, "And why did you not follow my rule?" And Ellen say, "Because it's somewhat fun when I see Lilith's expression when I was found out by her." And Sen say, "Not gonna lie, it's quite funny when seeing Lilith's reaction." Lilith say, "Hey!" Sen starting to chuckle and say, "Just joking. Ellen, please don't do it again." Ellen say, "Okay." A few minutes have passed, and Sen already finished feeding Lilith, and tell Lilith, I will go to the farm with the other villager and help them. And Lilith say, okay. Sen go outside of the house that he's staying in, and Sen go to the farm. He helping the other villager and sometimes help them hunting. Sen level was 20 when I last end off. Now his level is about 30. So his HP in his human form is about 200. No, 1200, while his skeleton form only 600. Sen helping the villager and Sen talking with the elder of or the chief village, and they talking, and Sen is somewhat worried about the supplying of this village and the budget. And Sen say, sir, the budget and the food of this place is getting worse and worse. What we should do? The chief of village agree with Sen, but he don't know what to do. And then Sen say, how about I be an adventurer? And the chief of the village say, are you sure about this? You are a skeleton, the city will be somewhat surprised. And Sen say, don't worry, besides, I'm strong enough to get us some money. And the chief of the village cannot disagree with that and say, very well, but you better be prepared for the journey in the future. Sensei, no problem. It was in midnight. Sen lay on his bed, but inside of his mindscape, he's meditating. Sen is meditating, but then there are somewhat a gust of wind roaming around him. It's getting louder and louder, and Sen sigh and say, can you please stop it? Then there are voices replying to him and say, why should I? It's been more funnier when you are annoyed. And Sen say, you know right? I still can beat the crap out of you. And the dragon say, fine, I stop. It was the black dragon that Sen fought and killed a few years ago. The dragon somewhat trapped in Sen mindscape and somewhat talking to him, like his soul is somewhat trapped in him. The dragon and Sen talk, and Sen asks, do you know about the adventure guild and the place that I will go? And the dragon say, the place that you are going is quite good. There are not much prejudice against demi-human, and the noble at that place is quite nice. And Sen asks, and any type of magic you can show me more? Sen actually learned a little bit of magic from the dragon inside of his mindscape. And the dragon say, nope, I already teach you more of all of my magic. You have to create your own magic or learn a new one. I can just use basic elemental magic. And Sen say, is that so? And Sen say, whatever. He continued somewhat meditating while sleeping, but then his heart somewhat clenching, and he somewhat having a weird flash of seeing Papyrus dead. Him dying was slashed by being slashed, and he was jolted awake. The dragon sensed that and said, hey, what the hell was that? And Sensei, I told you before, that was my past. And the dragon say, jeez, I thought being hurt was not that bad. No, he said this, I know being hurt is quite bad, but I never thought it will be that bad. And Sensei, that because it was a trauma inside of his mindscape. And the dragon say, please tell me, it would happen again. And Sensei, I don't know. I have a nightmare of that most of my life when I was staying at my place, where I was staying at before I come to this world. And the dragon say, yikes, your life is quite crappy, you know. And Sensei, yeah. Sen put his hand on his forehead and tried to calm him down, but then he heard a voice, and the voice said, Sen? Sen looked to where the voice coming from, and he see Ellen and Lilith. And Sen say, Ellen, Lilith, what are you doing here? Both of them say, we hear that you will going to be an adventurer and you will go to the capital tomorrow. So we want to stay with you tonight. Is that okay? Sen somewhat surprised, and then he somewhat chuckled and say, huh, fine, come here. So the three of them sleeping, both Ellen and Lilith hugging Sen staying in the middle. In the morning, the villager and the chief and Ellen and Lilith is thinks what is called, you guys know what it's called, I will not explain it because it will be annoying for me. Sen walked to where the capital is. When he go walking, he was meet with a merchant, and Sen met this merchant before. And the merchant noticed it was Sen and say, hey Sen! Sen looked at the merchant and say, oh, hey Elena. Elena smiled and say, where are you going? And Sen say, I will going to the capital. And Elena say, what a coincidence, I will going to there to capital as well. Do you wanna ride? And Sen say, gladly. So Sen ride with the merchant named Elena. So who Elena? Elena is a merchant that Sen saved for a bandage. No, for a bandit. Man, I really cannot talk. So both of them talk, and Elena asks, so why are you going to the capital? And Sen explained that he have to find some money. No, have to get some money for the village. And Elena say, well, you really care for that village so much, huh? And Sen say, yeah, that place is calm and peaceful, and the people of that village is quite nice, so I want to help them. And Elena say, man, I wish I could have someone like you. And Sen say, Elena, we both know that you is more older, like what, 1,000 years? And Elena look at Sen and say, okay, listen here, you little crap, I'm only 980. Elena is an elf. We're fusing a hybrid of elf and dwarf. So when they go to the capital, Sen say, no, Elena say, so this your stop? And Sen say, thanks for the help, Elena. And Elena say, don't worry, and hey, here, take this. He give a mat to the adventurer girl. And Sen say, thanks. And he start to walk. Sen walk without wearing a hoodie, and everyone seeing him is a skeleton. As everyone was staring but Sen don't take a mind of this. When he at the guild, at the adventure guild, he walked inside of the guild. The adventurer looked and to see a skeleton. Sen go to the reception area and Sen said, no, the staff of the reception guild of the adventure guild watching, somewhat staring and somewhat in fear, and Sen say, can I join the guild? And everyone was in shock hearing a skeleton talk, and the staff of the adventure guild say, wait, you want to join our adventure guild? And Sen say, yeah. And is that okay? And the staff say, I have to talk with the guild leader, the guild master. Can you wait? And Sen say, yeah. So Sen standing on the wall, waiting for the staff member of the guild and the adventure guild master to come. He waiting, and then he feels something. He moved to a side, and there a knife at where he was standing. And Sen say, whoever throw that knife to me, I suggest you stop. Sen look, and his eyes started to glow, no, to flare up. The one that throwing that, somewhat scared. And Sen look at who was scared and say, found you. He vanished. Everyone was in shock, and the one that throwing the knife feels something. He feels someone is grabbing his shoulder, and he look and see Sen, and Sen say, I suggest you stop that, okay? The guy was in shock and in fear. He cannot utter a word. He just nod, and Sen say good, and Sen walked to where he was standing. And then there a voice and say, sir? Sen looked to where the voice came from, and he see the girl and someone, and he thought to himself, so he must be the guild master of this adventure guild. And Sen say, so you must be the guild master, are you? And the guild master say, huh, yeah, my name is Shiro, nice to meet you. And Sen say, nice to meet you. And Sen asks, can I join your adventure guild? And Shiro say, sure, but I have to make a somewhat test you. And Sen say, like what type of test? And Shiro say, here. He then sent a crystal ball, and Shiro tells Sen to somewhat put some of his magic inside of this ball. So Sen do what Shiro say. The ball started to glow from black to white to red to purple to blue to cyan to green to yellow to orange to black, and it's going circle and circle, and that is shatter. Everyone in shock, and especially the guild master, and say, you have elemental magic? And Sen say, no, Shiro say, you have the power of, you have the great, you have 9 type of magic attribute. And Sen say, what's that? Shiro explained that the 9 magic attribute is one of the strongest magic attribute. It's the strongest magic attribute, and it's like 1 million. It's out like 1% of 1 million. And Shiro say, congrats, welcome to the guild. And Sen say, thanks. And Sen asks, can I take a quest? And the staff say, sure. And Sen, no, the girls pointing at the billboard, they're having a quest. Sen go to the billboard and look for the quest. And he see a quest that helping to send a supply. And Sen say, I will just do with a small type of work first. And Sen see that there are already someone taking that. And it was job for two, so Sen taking it. And Sen give it to the staff of the guild. And the staff say, you go with her. Well, this will be interesting. And Sen say, who? The merchant? And the staff say, no, the adventure that you going with. She's somewhat, you would say, different from any other adventurer here. And Sen say, why? And the guild's leader, no, the staff of the guild say, well, she having the holy protection, he a priestess, but she choose to be a swordman or somewhat a knight. And Sen say, interesting. And Sen asks, so who the merchant that I will protect? And the the staff of the guild say, her name is Elena. And Sen say, oh, I know her. And the staff say, wait, really? And Sen say, yeah, I saved her from a bandit before. Okay, see ya. And he walk away. He go to meet Elena and say, hey Elena. And Elena look at Sen and say, oh, hey Sen. And Sen look to see another girl with a blonde and wearing a armor. And the girl look at him with a dead eye and say, yikes. Say about give a cold shoulder in his mind. And Sen say, so where are you going? And Elena say, I will go to the village. And you must be the one that take the quest as well. So come on, let's go. And Sen say, yeah, sure. So I will end it right here. I hope you guys liking it. Please leave a like so I knowing it. Anyway, see ya, bye bye.